Our environment correspondent Robert Piggott reports from Buenos Aires on the latest plans to cut world pollution.
As rush hour traffic streams through Buenos Aires, it adds to the pollution which is warming the earth. Burning fossil fuels like oil produces carbon dioxide, the most important of the gases which are trapping heat in the Earth's atmosphere. All countries produce these greenhouse gases, but some who've come to the climate conference here may not be prepared to reduce their output.
Welcome to the carbon auction.
Inside the conference hall, environmental groups have been highlighting the dangers of trading in the right to produce greenhouse gases. Under a trading system, all countries would have a quota, allowing them to produce a certain amount of carbon dioxide. Nations which produce more than their share, like the United States, would be able to pay cash to other countries in return for some of their quota. The US insists on being allowed to buy the right to as much extra pollution as it wants. Critics say that would allow Americans to ignore the need to reduce pollution. This is the American government's problem. For the Wade family of Napoleon, Ohio, cars are part of their way of life. Each member of the family has a car. They pay 98 cents a gallon for petrol and would find any increase in price hard to accept.
I need gas all the time, it seems, because I'm always going somewhere, doing something, and like, I always ask my parents for gas money, and it doesn't, I don't know, it's not exactly the right thing to do to ask my parents for gas money all the time.
Almost every pupil at Napoleon High School over the age of 15 drives to school or gets a lift from a friend. Environmental groups say that if the United States is allowed to buy the right to produce all the pollution it wants, it won't invest in clean technology.
If they're allowed to do that, they won't have an incentive for domestic action. Now, if they don't have an incentive, the technological innovation we could get from American firms, it won't happen.
The methods for producing clean-burning ethanol from maize were developed long ago in the United States. Researchers are now working on technology that could produce ethanol from household rubbish. If trading makes saving carbon profitable, it could bring new technologies in its wake.
It benefits the atmosphere by unleashing everyone in the economy to thinking of the cheapest way to reduce carbon emissions. And those that can figure out better and quicker and cheaper ways to reduce will sell to those that do not have options.
It's clear that buying and selling the right to produce carbon dioxide could help cut the pollution that causes global warming. What's much less certain is how much companies will have to pay for each ton of carbon dioxide they produce. If the price is high, they'll come up with the technology to cut their emissions. If it's too low, they simply won't bother. Robert Piggott, BBC News, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
The former Newcastle United manager and Scottish international